Ever feel like you're studying for hours, but still getting average grades? You're not alone. The problem isn't you, it's how you're studying. Most of us fall into the trap of passive learning, watching endless tutorials, rereading notes, and cramming at the last minute. But here's the truth. Learning isn't about how much time you spend, it's about how you spend that time. In this video, I'll show you how to spend just 20% of your study time and still score top grades. These are science-backed methods that actually work, and they're easier than you think. Ready to study smarter, not harder? Let's get started. First, let's talk about what you're eating before you study. When you're gearing up for a study session, the last thing on your mind might be what's on your plate or in your snack bowl. But here's the thing. What you eat before you hit the books can make a huge difference in how well your brain performs. Think of your brain like a high-performance car. You wouldn't fill it with low-quality fuel and expect it to run smoothly, right? The food you eat directly impacts your focus, memory, and overall cognitive function. Mindset is like a superpower when it comes to studying. It's not just about how much time you put in. It's about how you think about the time you're spending. If you sit down to study and think, this is going to take forever, guess what? It will feel like it's taking forever. Your brain listens to you, and it matches the energy you give it. But if you tell yourself, I'll get this done quickly, your brain will step up and help you focus better. It's like flipping a switch in your mind. So how do you make this work for you? Start by changing the way you talk to yourself. Instead of saying, I'll never understand this, try saying, this is easy. Instead of thinking, this is going to take forever, tell yourself, I'll finish this in 30 minutes. These small changes in your thoughts can make a big difference. Your brain believes what you tell it, so feed it positive, empowering messages. Your mindset shapes your results. If you believe studying is quick and easy, it will become quick and easy. So the next time you sit down to study, take a deep breath, tell yourself, I've got this, and watch how your brain rises to the challenge. By changing the way you think, you can change the way you learn. And that's the secret to studying smarter, not harder. But studying smarter isn't just about mindset. It's also about strategy. What if you could get the majority of results with only a fraction of the effort? That's where the 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle, comes in. It states that in most situations, 80% of your results come from just 20% of your efforts. And when it comes to learning, this principle is a game changer. Think about learning a language. Instead of trying to memorize 10,000 words, what if you focused on just 1,000 of the most commonly used ones? These words make up around 80% of daily conversations. By mastering them first, you'll be able to communicate effectively much faster. The same applies to learning an instrument. Most songs are built on just a handful of basic chords. If you focus on those first, you'll be able to play tons of songs instead of getting stuck on complex techniques too soon. Even in school, not all information is equally important. Instead of reading an entire textbook, identify the key concepts and focus on those. That's what will actually help you on tests and in real life. The secret to learning faster and smarter isn't about doing more. It's about doing the right things. By focusing on the most impactful 20%, you'll get better results in less time. But here's the problem. Schools don't teach this way. Most schools rely on memorization, not real learning. Instead of focusing on the most useful 20%, they make students cram tons of information, only to forget most of it after the test. Think about it. How much of what you memorized in school do you actually use today? The traditional education system rewards rote learning, where students absorb facts without truly understanding them. Instead of developing critical thinking, problem-solving, or practical skills, students spend hours trying to recall random dates, definitions, and formulas, many of which they'll never need. But real learning isn't about stuffing your brain with facts. It's about understanding, applying, and making connections. Imagine if schools taught how to learn effectively using the 80-20 rule, active practice, and problem-solving instead of endless repetition. It's time to rethink how we learn, because memorization alone won't prepare us for the real world. Memorization might help you pass a test, but it won't make you truly understand what you're learning. That's why so many students forget everything the moment the exam is over. Real learning happens when you engage with the material, When you use it, question it, and most importantly, teach it. That's right. Teaching is one of the best ways to learn. Think about it. Have you ever tried explaining something to a friend and suddenly realized you didn't understand it as well as you thought? That's because when you teach, you're forced to organize your thoughts, simplify complex ideas, and fill in the gaps in your own knowledge. Studies show that students who teach what they learn remember the material far better than those who just review it passively. This is because explaining forces your brain to process information deeply rather than just storing it on the surface. So if you really want to master a subject, try this. Pretend you're teaching it to someone else. Record yourself, write a summary, or actually explain it to a friend. At the end of the day, learning isn't just about passing tests or mastering skills. It's about growth. It's about becoming a better thinker, a more capable person, and someone who can tackle challenges with confidence. The most successful learners don't just study because they have to. They enjoy the process. They stay curious, ask questions, and find ways to make learning fun. Whether it's turning a subject into a game, connecting it to real-life experiences, or celebrating small victories, they make learning exciting, not exhausting. Because when you enjoy what you're learning, it sticks. You remember more, stay motivated longer, and build a mindset that helps you learn for life, not just for school. So what's the secret to studying smarter, not harder? Focus on what matters most, the 20% that gives you 80% of the results. Practice, don't just watch. Learning happens when you apply knowledge, not just absorb it. Teach to understand. Explain concepts to truly master them. And most importantly, enjoy the process.